Like, I feel like a lot of players should not have podcasts while they're hooping.
Brandon,
we
you
talked
said
about
that before.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I
about
have to
that.
go back and apologize, but I just feel like, okay, well, name me a player.
Why you have to go back and apologize?
Because
That's
it
what
was
you
like,
feel.
because we doing the podcast shit.
because it was early, and then, but my thing was, while you're playing basketball, right, and you have to go out there and battle, you're doing a podcast talking about shit that's going on. I feel like it's a distraction. Like, I just feel like it's a distraction from your craft. Just like we were saying the video game thing, and certain thing is like, yes, it's making you money, but everything, if you played over 10 years or whatever, 5, 10 years, whatever it is, you're going to have enough stories to tell when you're done playing, and people are still going to be interested in.
Yeah.
But what about, I guess, to the opposite side of that, controlling the narrative and having the ability to do that? I think all of you guys have dealt with the media during your careers. They can paint stories the way they want to point them. They will ask you a line of questioning to try to get the narrative that they want. When you're a player now, you can turn the mic on
If
and
it ain't
have
extreme,
control of it.
if the situation ain't extreme, it shouldn't demand your immediate response to it. One, and it's like we're so quick to jump to try to correct somebody's criticism. This is a part of the game. Letting the motherfuckers say what they gonna say. You gonna say what you gonna say, just like in the comment section. You don't gotta always correct that comment. It's millions of them shits.
Yes.
But that's the point that they're doing on the podcast. Let me go control my narrative. Man, let that shit die, bro. Nobody paying
I mean,
attention.
Michael Jordan controlled his narrative when he dropped that documentary. That's how you control your
He
narrative.
didn't control his narrative?
Yes, he did. This is my
Wait, he
documentary.
didn't control his, no, he didn't control his narrative when he played?
No, it doesn't matter when I play, but when it was time for me to tell you
Yeah.
what I did and how I wanted to win and everything,
Yeah.
I controlled that though.
Fact.
The narrative has already been there since then.
It wasn't a narrative. A lot of people didn't know his
Yeah, a
narrative.
lot of
though.
people didn't see it.
A lot of people never see Michael Jordan sit down and talk like that and talk about, yo, this is what I had to do to win,
Yeah.
and if you didn't like it, get
Yeah.
the fuck on.
Yeah.
That's just a new era. We're talking about during the time he played.
And that's fine.
So
but
who was running his narratives then?
probably the media.
Because you got to remember, if he's correcting it now, like all the stories we're hearing now, and you can see people like, well, the fucking Scottie Pippen got to say. Well, that's the motherfucker who won with him. So I want to hear what he has to say. I don't want to hear what you have to say. You wasn't around
He
Michael
talking
Jordan.
about playing.
He
He
was.
talking about the players that are playing now, though. Like
The people who didn't understand Michael Jordan or whatever, they do now because you can go to the documentary. Now, everybody, listen, I threw it out there. Boom, I did what I did, and it's my thing. Now, everybody who
But
around.
his narrative was clean back then, so he ain't have nothing to. He had Skip Bayless back
whatever,
then.
whatever the narrative was though about him, everything ain't gravy and great. Obviously, because
gravy and great?
because his teammates,
never
obviously his
was
teammates had a
gravy and
problem
great.
with it, so it wasn't gravy and great.
All
Scottie
the
Pippen,
teammates.
Horace Grant, they going on tour talking about it wasn't like this.
Did they have that in 92? 93, 90, no.
They didn't have
Shut the fuck up
media
then. That was
like
the
that.
narrative. Shut the fuck up.
Because
But they were-
right,
they
and
were
that's
using
players
the
today.
media
You
to
should
push-
shut the fuck up
Yeah,
until you're
what-
done playing.
yeah, what if
You
they-
should shut the fuck up until you're done playing too. Is what I'm saying. So the narrative
Why?
makes sense.
Because you just said
Nobody
them niggas
cares
was
about
shut
what
the
you're
fuck
saying
up.
while we're playing. You're
Why?
winning. Shut the fuck up. Why are you talking about? Well, bye.
You don't think Scottie Pippen would have?
Well, then he should have.
He is the most glorified Robin, and how is he treated? Nobody even know this nigga no more.
Damn.
Why?
He got 6 rings because he didn't have no narrative.
They do
It was
know
all
him.
Michael
They
Jordan.
do
He
know him.
sat
Go ask
back.
Larsa Pippen. We know him.
Oh.
I mean,
I mean, shit.
Do we?
Yeah.
Most
probably.
disrespected Robin that has ever
You
played this game.
disrespected yourself. You
How?
took that weak ass deal.
Saying nobody knows Scottie Pippen.
team
Took that
friendly
weak-ass
deal,
deal.
Brandon.
Nasty
Team
boy.
friendly
Took that
deal.
weak-ass
I
deal.
say not know him. I
Yeah.
said, wait, you know him, right?
Stop playing.
We
Team
all
friendly.
know
What are-
Scottie.
what
Everybody
are
knows
doing?
Scottie
Well,
Pippen.
that's why you shouldn't be the two. Stop trying to be the two. Be the one.
Team friendly.
Shit.
I guarantee you, man.
I'm just saying.
I guarantee you, this
sorry,
man right
top
here,
five, but
this man right here wish he had a podcast when he played.
Mm-mm. I'm a private nigga, man. I don't do all that shit.
So,
I ain't no
you
YouTuber,
talking
my
about
nigga.
when everybody said you wasn't coachable and you wasn't this and wasn't that.
Nah. I just want an opportunity for the coach. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. Say if me and the coach online, we good.
But how did that impact you though when you're playing? You got to read
Couldn't
stuff
change
like
your
that
narrative.
and see people saying that type
I
of stuff.
dealt with it when I was in high school.
But accepting that as fact because that's what they're
'Cause-
getting. That's what they're getting pushed.
I look at it as a challenge to change the narrative within. I
Change
know
the narrative now
I
on the
gotta
podcast.
do it. I got to. I
Oh,
can't. I
he
can't
changed it
lean on.
now on the podcast. Oh, shit.
That was
How
his
did that
point.
How did that help his career when he was playing?
It was,
I think if he would have got
We
to
didn't
change
have
it when he was
podcasts
playing.
then. We
If he
didn't
would've
have
did-
podcasts then,
listen,
nigga.
if
What
he
you talking
would've
about?
did that- If he would have did that, then he would have been blackballed even more.
Facts, because I'd have been saying
Because
whatever I
it would've
wanted
been
to say.
so now he can say what happened. Okay, it's either you agree, but this is how I felt. This is what I'm saying. This is how I felt. It's not, okay, now I got to say it then. Okay, well, everybody not in that position to be able to say it then.
Yeah,
and even if you do, you're going to get fucked
you
over.
will get fucked
Ooh.
over for sure. For sure.
So you can't
If
say
Scottie Pippen would have came out and said all that shit about Mike and all them players, Horace Grant going on tour, all that, they would have been finished. You're done. You better say it now.
See what they did to Isaiah Thomas. Shit. See what he did to Isaiah.
Exactly.
The narrative is ran for 20 years. These guys are finally coming out. If I got to say it in real time and cut it off like, yeah, man, I didn't, I wasn't mad at the time. I didn't do this. This is what I was thinking. I get to clean it up. Versus letting someone say, yo, he's just a bad headache and this and this and this. And then you got to sit there for 20 years before you can speak about it.
Listen, it's all about when you have the opportunity, it's all about how you want to clean it up. They should have said that. What you said, I should have been this. I should have been. But okay, this is how you felt. So you was playing with a person that you hated the whole time.
Who said that?
They hate him, Mike.
No, they hate him after 20 years after the narrative has been the same.
You don't think Mike was telling him, man, get your weekend. You see how he was talking to that one dude, that rookie? Man, get out of here. Man, get the fuck on. Man, imagine what he was saying outside of that to them. Come on. You hated him because he made you be something that you couldn't be.
That's what I said. Y'all talking about.
So be grateful.
You're talking about now, 20 years later of something brewing. We're talking about in real time. In real time, if he got a chance to clean up whatever was going on, they don't have a narrative about him. That happens today. If a guy has a podcast and you get to challenge, right? You get to challenge someone saying, sources says I'm this. You get to be the own source to say, dog, nobody told you that shit.
But you're winning though, right?
It don't matter. Nobody told you that shit.
Y'all winning, right?
But no one told you that I was unhappy about this. Now you believe something for 20 years and then I got to come back on a nigga podcast 30 years from now to say, yeah, so back in 1978.
Yesterday. We just talked about a fight that happened between Jared, but we still bring it up yesterday. That's the same thing. So what's the problem there?
But he could have cut it out then.
So
what's the problem
there? So I get what both of y'all saying,
what's
right?
the problem?
So I get what both of y'all saying, right? For B's point, right? I don't think you should speak on other teams. Like, if you do have one, to your point, if you do have one, I don't think you should speak on other teams, right?
While you're an active player.
While you're an active player, if you have one, I don't think you should speak on other teams and other situations that's going on around the league.
Has nothing to do with you.
Has nothing to do with you. Right?
What about other players, though?
No.
Just your team,
your situation,
and how you like the game.
You can current events around the world, life, babysitting, marriage,
yes,
cooking, toes, whatever it is you want to talk about. But not other teams. You can talk about football. You can talk about wrestling, boxing.
I like that.
You can, but not other teams, not other players.
I like that.
Right?
The problem with that becomes now then people aren't going to want to watch it, right?
No, you can show everything. Yeah, no, see, that's the problem.
See,
right?
that is the problem.
That is controversy. It's business. I talk from an era with mind your business, man.
Yeah, I feel
because not minding your business gets you slapped and punched in your face. So, no, talk about what your team, your situation, everything that's going on with your person and that's surrounding you, right? Your city, what's going on in your city. I'm with you, right? So just like when I was playing, right? So while y'all were talking, my brain was going right. So while y'all, I'm like, so when the whole thing was going on with me and Fat Ass in Denver, right? If I would have been able to do what Draymond did going home after the shit happened, and me being able to say exactly what the fuck happened, right? Going to the hotel room after I didn't threaten George's life in the game. Me going to the hotel room, I set up, hey man, me being able to vent, tell the people so they actually know like this is what happened. Like so when it actually comes out,
you have my side.
You got my side and you got their side. So, but I understand what you're saying absolutely, and I get your point as well. Being able to control the narrative for you know what I'm saying? So that's what made me think like...
But you would be able to do that. A lot of players can't do that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I said in a specific event too, not just something just random, like something like that. You got to jump ahead of that, right? But nothing is just like, I just want to go and say some shit where I got into it with such and such on the floor and I want to...
not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Just that type of shit. They be eager to jump on the pod to do that.
You can go and talk about... You can go discuss like the game, after the game, how the games went, how your performance was,
so
like not critiquing your teammates.
What if it's something to correct the situation? Like we have Vernon Maxwell here on the couch yesterday. There's been a way that story with him and Gary Payton has been reported by one side. and he just wanted to set the record straight and correct it. Now, if somebody says something about you, I slapped Canyon in the locker room, and that's the furthest thing from the truth, wouldn't you want to now be able to respond
in real
if
time?
He was playing, if he was playing,
if I'm playing,
and you get to change it today.
In real
if you're
time.
playing, if a nigga smack me while I'm playing, I would want to go.
Say if they said they did something,
whatever.
Are you asking if the dude went to another, if he was on another team at the time when he said it?
I'm just right. If something like that came out, maybe
he pushed it out like he did this and did that and made it look like
clips are going viral.
But he's on another team.
We say he's on another team for the sake of this conversation.
Yeah, I can correct that.
Okay. What if he's on your team at that point?
Because he directly came. He involved me.
Yeah, he said the name.
He said me. He involved me. So therefore, if he's on another team, then I could address that person.
What if he's on your team? Would you just deal with that privately?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
But even if it's done privately, you got to remember, the narrative is pushed in a way where it makes someone like when someone says a narrative, think about whoever gave this person the information. They're pushing it a certain way. So if I want to make you look bad, I'm going to push it in a way to make you look bad. If there's no podcast for you to correct it, for me to look stupid, then this is the narrative. You're fighting against something that someone's done. So this has been who you've been for 20 years, right? Without any correction. So you don't get to correct me once whatsoever. Now podcasts are in, so when I throw this story around, you can be like, hold on. Nope, this is what was said. This was what was done. You're lying. That story dies right then and there. That's the difference now.
See,
my gun story is my gun story for what? 16 years. There was no podcasting back then. So that means Gilbert Arenas pulled a gun on his teammate over a gambling debt.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah,
I pulled the gun on my teammate over a gambling debt. I don't know which part of it. I owed him money, $1,100, or he owed me money. I don't know how. I owe you money, nigga. I'm not paying. I don't know how it goes.
Yes.
Okay, and then
I'm not paying.
Okay.
Stick him back up, nigga. Get out the locker room.
Okay.
Like I don't know how this is supposed to play out, but no one thought about it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, that happened 16 years ago. Now you have a podcast. Now you said what it is, and okay, I'm done with it.
How many millions do I lose every year that the story goes? That's what you're not thinking about.
Yes,
I'm talking about it today.
I'm thinking about
How
it.
about in real? If I got to clean up in real time, do you think how much damage is done while it just goes out there?
A narrative is not cleaned up in real time.
So he would have been able. No,
I would have got to clean it up in real time.
But you can't clean a narrative.
He would have been able to.
You can only address it.
No, he would have been able to
clean it up.
No, he can tell it.
You can address it.
No.
He got a press conference.
You can address it.
No,
but
press
cleaning up the
because
narrative is that doesn't happen in real time in one day.
The real person is involved because the person who is in it, he's in it, right?
No, for sure.
So he can go, and this is the honest to God truth how this situation went, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get to go off now.
All you get.
You can't write faint stories.
But look,
so now
if you're lying,
nobody can run.
If you're lying,
but he's not.
Right?
But you got to tell the truth.
This is what I'm saying. So with the truth, you have to over time show this.
Yeah, you have to,
like with the podcast and shit y'all talking about. Over time with narratives that come out. Just say, take me for example. The narrative on me was this. The podcast is slowly but surely showing my character that I ain't this one type of nigga. I think this way. I say this shit. I stand on business. Funny as fuck. But the narrative before that was, he's crazy. This nigga's just crazy. He's still crazy, but you get to see why now. You get to see bits and pieces, and that don't come over time in one episode. That comes over 2 years.
I just had this conversation with my agent.
It goes through time where you got to change the narrative through your actions and how people can believe it. Because you can come up here and just be like, yo, that didn't happen.
That's what you're not understanding.
That didn't happen. So then you have to go in detail and tell people the truth, right?
So with the Draymond situation, was the narrative that he was a bad teammate after he punched that nigga? No. Or did he slowly just let that shit ride out?
But think about it, that wasn't a pod. If he didn't address that on his podcast and put his thing out, how long would that have went on? See, you're talking about something you're cleaning up today. That happened when? 2007, 8. What if you got to talk about it then? You wouldn't have to clean it up today. You would be cleaning it up then, still having your game.
I don't need to clean it up. I don't need to clean it up because, I wouldn't. I wouldn't because the narrative is coming from my coach. The narrative is coming from my coach, Gil.
I have a narrative of this is who he is, and there's no cleanup. I'm judging him off of this.
Man,
what another person
But
says.
if I come to defend myself,
But then
you're
you know
saying
why?
that you're blaming people.
No, because you know
you're
why?
saying you're blaming. You're not taking accountability because you're
No.
speaking for yourself. I'm defending me.
Yeah,
If I
but-
defend me against the narrative, I'm blaming. I'm not taking accountability. I'm
you don't know
pointing
what you-
fingers
you're-
because I've done it.
You're telling me
But
a
my thing
side.
is-
addressed it.
You're telling me a side.
But I've done it.
But that's now. But
That's now.
So I've
what-
done it then.
But why
I did it in 2005.
But why you would want to change the narrative and address it in real time if you care about your career, right? If you care about why you are here in the NBA and there's a certain narrative out there about you, because take it for somebody who, people that didn't know me from the outside looking in, I'm the biggest asshole there could possibly be, right? I had a fan tell me this. An older lady told me this, that before sitting here talking to you, I thought you was the biggest asshole ever.
because of the way you played.
Because but for what she probably have heard of things that she had seen. So, but
It's called a narrative, right?
had
Yes.
I been able, but me being able to in real time, right? What you just said, right? Your personality, you funny, you this, it's layers, right? But I would have been able to do that in real time.
You didn't have to tell no story about why
No.
you shouldn't be looked at like this.
No.
You just
but
show
people-
your
but I'm
personality.
showing my, but
This is
if
me.
But if there are situations
mm-hmm.
that, so just say like there was a situation, right, that happened. We had a game in Denver. Some dude in the stands, he's sitting by like the family section that my people sitting in. He's sitting a few rows like up. I was hurt at the time. He said something like, "You making all that money, won't you get your ass out there and play or some shit," right? I looked. And he threw his hands up like, "Yeah, I said it." So my people saw me, my reaction to it. So they went up there and they heard it too. They didn't think I heard it. But they heard it. So they went up there and addressed him. He called the league office and said, "I sent my people up there to him." Right? So now it's this whole thing that I sent my people to address a fan that had something to say to me. If we had this platform, or if I had my Kenyon Martin show doing while I'm playing, I could go speak on me and the situation that happened and clear it up. Like, no, I'm able to tell people what actually happened. Rather the narrative being, I sent my people after him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
So I'm able to do that in real time. So, but therefore it's only speaking on me.
Yeah.
And being able to change a narrative that, oh, damn, Kenyon sending people, motherfuckers, his homeboys after fans. Like, no.
Which is wild, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Now
So
I don't want him on my team because he gonna send people after me.
Yeah.
Listen,
So now the narrative probably would have been out there like, damn, that's what he doing. So if I go to try to get another job, which my name and already has been tarnished by but in real time I was able to clean it up.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
Yeah.
All I had to go was go to the fans that was sitting around him, like come to the arena and ask them what they heard.
Yeah.
The season ticket holder was go ask them. So we were able to clean it up in real time that way. But if I wasn't able to tell the masses on actually what happened.
So the narrative I'm speaking of is like the pre-draft red flags or green flags that they put on you, weaknesses and strengths. If you have a red flag that says bad teammate, that's a narrative that has been painted, right? So I can't go do an interview during the draft and address.
you can't.
No, not then.
Why? Because the public don't know I have
not
a bad
then,
attitude.
Gil.
It's not a
Gil.
public perception. It's an internal
Not
perception.
before the
You
draft.
can, but it
I
likely
mean,
probably wouldn't help your case. I'm just
wouldn't
being
help
real.
your
It wouldn't help my
Not
case
before the
at all.
draft.
Not before the draft.
But
Now
you
you can
before the draft,
address
not at all.
that.
But this is why you
I
fall.
wouldn't recommend that shit
you
at all.
You fall from this to this because the narrative has been painted and you can't address it.
But
The
that's
only
on the
thing you
people
can
that's
do.
representing you
And
to
I
do
know,
though at
I
the
know,
time,
I
right?
know. And if they don't do it, they're not doing their job, right?
You're fucking right.
So when you go into these meetings with these teams, you don't even have to work out. They're literally like, look, we just wanted to ask you these questions to address this narrative.
Yeah.
That I'm like, yo, this is what happened. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. I learned, my agent kept telling me, you can't go in there and tell them the full story because you look like you're not taking accountability for whatever happened.
Yeah.
Wait, huh?
Every time.
That's
The
real
teams
shit,
are asking me questions about what happened at North Carolina, and I can't give them the full truth about what happened to me.
But they already know the truth.
No, they don't. So this is what.
They
So
only
this
know
they know the truth.
But that's bad from the other side.
That's one side.
They only
That's
know
bad
one side.
representation.
Information as conveyed from
No,
one side.
they know what's going on.
They know the coach.
They only know the coach is saying that. Yeah.
So this is bad representation on his. So what should have been told to Rashad to say is,
yeah,
I can speak on what my dealings and what I. So I'm saying this is what they should have told you to say, right? In the moment, and that's taking accountability. Listen, whatever happened to Carolina, but my role I played in this is this.
Yeah.
Right? But telling you not to speak on it is fucking bananas.
That's
Don't speak
so
on it.
So that's letting people,
exactly what.
So and therefore that and that's letting people run with the
your
narrative.
narrative.
Run with it
So,
instead of addressing it in
that's
real
what
time.
I say. For me, when I got to the league, it was fresh start. I get to try to change
It ain't
this
no fresh
narrative
start.
with this, and it wasn't because my first question as a rookie was, "How does it feel to be compared to J.R. Ryder?"
See, and two different people. See, but
And
that's
the reason they asked that because J.R. Ryder was in crack houses and stuff.
and that's the same thing. But that's what I'm saying.
No, they caught him there, but it was like it was one of them things that they was just trying to say you're going to be another
Exactly.
rendition
But that's
of him.
But that's two different people. That's why I'm saying a player podcast. If you come on and say, listen, the narrative about me is that I'm a bad teammate, like Michael Jordan. I want to win. I want to win at all costs. If I see this player's lacking, I want to challenge him to be a better player. I want to challenge this guy to be a better player. I only know winning, and I will try to win at any cost.
If you don't want to play that way, then don't play
You know
that
what I mean?
way.
But that's Jordan got to say that because how people said he was a tyrant. But you can come off and say, I just want to win at any cost. If you don't want to win, that's on you. But I'm a winner. I don't take, like, if the coach says run 100 yards, I'm running 110. I'm not running 99. I want 110. So when people hear it, they're like, okay, it makes sense. But they think you the teammate that's running 20 yards, right? They think you're the one that is doing the opposite. You're the lazy one in a group when most of the dudes who are bad teammates, usually the ones who care the most. There's more losers in the locker room than there are winners. So the narrative of he's a bad teammate, everybody think that means he don't come to practice, he late, he does this, he does that. When usually the bad teammate is usually the nigga who actually cares the most,
leader.
and
It's
he
the
ain't
leader,
taking
too.
that bullshit in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what y'all laughing, bro? We just lost by 30. Y'all over here keying and shit on the phone, talking about what club you want to go. That's the bad teammate. But there's more of their voices.
That's what I was saying.
But see, if you're not
it's
on the
more of their voices
But if
than
you don't
mine.
get but if you don't get to speak that, then just like anyone who gets a label bad teammate, this is what we think it is. We see in real time, we seen Jimmy Butler, right? We heard he was a bad teammate. We heard he was a horrible guy in the locker room. Then he gets into Miami and everybody's like, this is the best teammate I've ever had. You don't change your stripes.
You definitely don't. Yeah,
When he was in Chicago, they was some losing motherfuckers. When he got to Minnesota, there was some losing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Pat Riley, winning spirit, he fits right in.
But he never had to address it.
He didn't have to because he got, but if he don't go to
Overtime.
Miami,
Over time, though.
if he don't go to Miami, who is he?
He just
A horrible teammate.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So over time, when you get the opportunity to do it, you'll do it. And everybody will vouch for you. Be like, yo, this nigga's a cool nigga.
Imagine if he didn't get, if he got to say his piece then, he would have got the super max in Minnesota.
I don't believe in narratives.
Oh, they are.
No, you don't believe in
So,
too.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't.
Yo, it's
Shit,
out
I
there.
mean, shit, it was a narrative on me. Yeah, that I was this and that, and why the Knicks didn't draft me because of my coach in Italy. Yeah, I didn't get drafted to the Knicks because my coach in Italy said I was this and that. Went 10th to the Bucks. But all this narrative about me being this and this and that and that and that. But I'm still in business with the people that I first started with. I think it's all about the machine you got and the people behind you.
Yep.
A motherfucker can create whatever narrative he want about me. But at the end of the day, I'm still back in business and I'm still going with 10 years from now and all that.
You're talking about now.
But
Talk your shit,
But
nigga.
did that hurt? Did that hurt you then?
It hurt a little bit,
Okay.
but at the end of the day, I still know I'm a good person. So whatever narrative you have on me, I'm going to go on my own journey. Like you said, everybody go left, I'm going to go right.
Yep.
So I'm going to go figure this shit out and change the narrative.
Yep.
I'm not going to sit here and be
Change it.
sad.
What if you can change it in real time and be drafted to the Knicks?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't because the dude already had it. That wasn't on me. I already did the workout. The workout for the Knicks was already set. I already killed it, everything.
But
Right. So D'Antoni already had something in his mind.
Again.
I can't change it. So we're going to go over here.
Listen to what
gonna
you're
go over here.
saying. I can't change it.
So
There was
I'ma
no
move on.
podcast then.
So
We're saying now
I'm
you
not
can't
going to
change
go on a
it.
podcast as a rookie trying to come into the league and say the Knicks should draft me.
That's not smart.
See, that's what you're not.
I'm
That's not
killing
smart.
myself.
Yeah, that's not smart.
saying-
That's not
we
smart.
wouldn't do that.
We're saying
So I'm going to just
Yeah,
take
that's
it.
not smart.
and
Yeah,
go
and
this
I'm gonna
way.
learn from it.
Not
Yeah,
Fuck that
fact.
podcast. I'm not doing no podcast. So, hey, no, that man
take
in
your
Italy
ass
told
away.
me this
Not
and that.
as a
I wasn't
rookie.
going to. No, I was
Not-
not
Not at your
Yeah,
younger
not
years,
as a
but later,
rookie.
but
Right,
later
bro.
on.
I was never
As
going to
you
do
have
that.
as you have status, you
the
can't.
opportunity now.
And I'm not going to do that.
It don't matter.
I don't have a leverage, and I don't have
None of that.
And I don't have at the time those
Contract,
game to be
no
able to say,
contract, no
oh,
nothing.
yeah,
Y'all
hey, no, that coach he tripping for not picking me at 7.
It
No,
ain't about he's
no.
tripping. It's just that the
No,
guy
I'm
over
not
here.
changing narrative because the
Okay,
narrative.
you don't have to change it, but I can.
Okay.
So you can go, you can get
Okay.
pick 10 all you want. I wanted to
That's
go to
fine.
Knicks.
That's fine.
This man said
That's
some
fine.
bullshit about me. I want to
That's
address
fine.
it.
Yep,
I want to be picked.
And I'm not going to do that
I want
because
to
I
pick
don't have the
7.
leverage right now.
Hey, you can take your 10th pick on. I want to be pick 7.
Okay,
Hey,
well, I wasn't.
didn't get the workout then. I don't know what the problem is, but hey, Mr. D'Antoni, this is how
they
I
still
feel.
not
This is how
gonna
I
pick me.
play.
They still
And I'm
not
go-
gonna pick
But
me.
I'm going to clean up the narrative.
They still not
I'm
going to
sorry.
And it's not
It don't
guaranteed
matter. They
that you
still not
clean
gonna
up the
pick me. It don't
narrative just
matter.
because you talking on the podcast.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't
I
mean
get
that
you.
don't
Thank
mean
God I
nothing.
did have a
Because like I
podcast.
said, if niggas lying, if you lying, just when Pat Bev said that shit, I'm looking at him crazy because you just got on the podcast and had everybody believe that. That's crazy to me. That was crazy to me. Like, I don't know you. Like, I could see if it was a joke or something. You'd be like, yeah, I see. Bro, I don't know you like that. Why you would just say some shit like that? Now niggas is looking at me like that's what that was? Bro, that's crazy. That's somebody doing something for it. Like, you feeding off of that narrative now. And y'all fell for that shit and brought that nigga on the show like that was supposed to be some theatrical shit. Some shit could have went down if I was really on some other shit back then.
But it's
We bring him
basketball,
on,
though.
or you told
But
us
it's
to bring him
basketball,
on?
though.
I didn't tell y'all niggas to bring that nigga on. Why would I do that?
Wait, hold on. But a workout to make you go left?
Nah, I'm just saying, like, the energy behind all of that shit just because of some woo. Just for some clout or some
didn't tell
clicks.
us to bring him on.
But if you
No,
didn't quit,
no.
then you didn't
Right.
quit.
That's the point. That's
So-
why I was like,
So why would it go left? So why would if you?
So why would he come on the show?
Because they invited the man on. They say they can do what
You
the fuck they
didn't
want
tell
to.
us to bring him on.
They can do what they
Don't
want
do
to.
that, man. Don't do
Yes,
that.
they can do what they want to. They can
Don't do
bring what
that.
they want to.
talking
That
on.
wouldn't even
No.
make sense for me to
No,
ask.
not the second. He talking about the first time. No. What I'm saying is, I don't think it should. Nothing basketball should go left. Is what I'm saying. Like, if it's a conversation, if it's some, I made him. Okay, come on, clean it up. Be like, nah, nigga. Boom. But I don't think it should go. Basketball talk should. Now, if it's something about outside of that, then yeah, that's a whole nother story. But far as like basketball, no, y'all just talking like shit. He could be like shit. What's his name yesterday could have been lying about beating up Gary. We don't know. We ain't heard Gary's side yet. So
Oh, Gary already said this side first.
okay.
So he was responding to that.
Okay.
Oh,
my
like
bad.
Gary
But
said.
I'm just saying, like, like we were just able to get y'all both to sit here and talk about it. Like, I don't think it should have went. I mean, I don't know.
All right, well, let's keep this
It's
thing
just hoop.
moving.
It's just hoop to me. I just say it's just hoop.
Let's keep this thing moving.
But I feel you.